All right, we're live. Still trying to find a place.
For those of you at home, I said I could do 7 o'clock. Jim said, Jesus.
Yeah.
Here we are at 7, signing on live.
Then my flight got delayed by like 45 minutes. Now I can't find a place to sit. Coming to you live from baggage claim
in Denver.
Denver Airport.
Coming to you live from baggage claim.
Oh, now I can hear me in the background.
Yeah, we're sharing.
I'm getting some pretty weird looks here.
Yeah, they probably think you're talking to yourself.
Seriously. Probably think I'm a risk. All right, we might be on our way here. Somewhere good. Man, it's been a while since we've been on the pod, though.
Yeah, too long. But that's all right.
I mean,
the semis were not very exciting.
I know ours wasn't.
Please do not leave items unattended.
Can you hear that?
Report any unattended bags and suspicious behavior.
Yeah.
No, to everyone, it's a bylaw. Don't leave any bags unattended at the airport.
It's a bylaw.
That's a league bylaw. All right. I think I found the spot. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Is it too loud?
Huey, I already gave you a 603 hat.
Now I got to figure out how the hell I'm going to get out of here after. But welcome, everyone. Merrimack Minute. We're back.
We are live from Lowell, Massachusetts and Denver, Colorado.
Just landed in Denver. Very excited. About to partake in some activities that are not legal at home, but are very legal here. Very excited for it. Let's just jump in. I got places to be.
What are you there for?
You got probably places to be. We have a friend that moved out to Denver. So we are visiting him, but we're also going to a concert at Red Rocks. I don't know if you've heard of Red Rocks.
Oh, you told me. You told me that.
Yeah. So Red Rocks is like this famous concert venue. I haven't been to a concert for probably like 10 years, and we're big Tyler Childers fans. Anyone who watches Yellowstone, you probably recognize some Tyler Childers music. Very country, like twangy country. So we're gonna go check that out at Red Rocks on Thursday night. Should be a blast.
That is cool.
So yeah, I don't know about next week for the pod because I'm Denver today until Friday, wedding on Saturday, work Monday, Tuesday, and then Worlds next Wednesday. So
wow,
going back to Florida next week after Florida last week. So
we might have to jump on with Dustin and J-Ro again.
I know we're gonna be coming right up to. I saw they have like a bigwig on the pod tonight. They got like the conference OVP leader. I saw.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
They're kind of showing us up. I think he's on Wally's team. I think he's on Anarchy, but
we haven't had a guest in a minute.
We're gonna have to bring on the MMSSL OBP leader. So we're just have to figure out who that is. But
the stat we don't keep.
Yeah, the one stat we don't keep. But yeah, let's just jump in because I'm getting some weird looks. I'm getting some very weird looks here. So semifinals. I don't think we've been on since before the semifinals. So I was thinking we go. Why don't we just go one by one in terms of the series? We'll go our series first, and then we'll get into the NHI series.
Yeah,
and then
that's perfect.
Take a look at the finals. Sweet.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's see if I can do this.
Full report ready. I like that.
I'm figuring this out on the fly. All right, here we go. 1 second. All right. You able to see that?
Yep, perfect.
There we go. All right, let me just change the view here. So we are going to look at game types, playoffs. And we're going to go back a week. Let's do the whole month.
I can't tell if this is Benny Call saying that he's the OBP leader or just volunteering genuinely that he's in to hop on the pod whenever we want.
Hold on, I can't see it right now. I'm trying to figure shit out.
Too many things at once.
I just look at all weeks here. What the fuck? All weeks, playoffs. All right, here we go. Now we're live.
I don't even know how to do that much on the website. I feel like I'm still like on the simple building blocks at the bottom doing things.
Yeah, it's pretty intuitive, but just takes some clicking around. I just find that shit on the fly. Hold on, quick attention, security checkpoint. No, we're good. So Benny looks like he's willing to come on next week. So I might need that help because I don't know where I'll be. But yeah, let's just jump in. So can you hear me right now? Or is this?
Yeah, it's good enough. It's loud.
Okay. So let's start with our series. So, man, we were hoping for some excitement in this series, and we got none of it. The most exciting part of the series was my race home from the airport to get to the game.
You should have seen it at the field.
Series.
You missed the part of the field when the door was busted in. We couldn't get in the top. Then the key went missing, but it was in V's pocket the whole entire time as everyone's running around trying to find this. And then I'm like, V, where's that key that didn't work to the lock that we told you didn't work to the lock? And he's like, oh, it's right here in my pocket. And then I was like, you didn't think that everyone's searching the ground for a key? You didn't think to mention that you had one still in your pocket?
Well, I know there's a lot of accusations being thrown around that he was stalling for me. I got there at 7:03. I got there at 7:03. Like, games never start exactly on time. I got there. I had time to write the lineup.
Here we go.
I had time to write it out to give it to the press box. I had plenty of time. But yeah, I went straight from the airport. I actually packed my jersey in my luggage for my work trip to Florida.
Smart. You didn't want to wear the polo?
No, didn't want to wear the polo. You got to have matching uniforms. So
true.
But yeah, so game one. Game one was a close game. I feel like we were trailing the majority of the game. We lost 16-12. You guys took a little bit of an early lead. I know we made some errors in that first inning of that first game. But we just, same thing game one and game two for us. You just kept waiting for us to have one big inning. It just never.
Yeah, for sure. But it also kind of felt like we had that one big inning right off the start of the first game, and it just seemed like it kind of deflated you guys, and the whole game just felt deflated. Like, even on our side, we're like, all right, so here we go. And it was like dud inning, like for both sides. And then just
I feel like we were definitely on we were on a bit of a high going into the series because, obviously great toilet bowl for us. We beat Monahan in 3, kind of flying high, but it kind of felt like we were playing with house money. We had said it on the pod last time, and it just you guys had really the opposite experience. You guys were just rolling.
Well, house money can also go both ways, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, if we were definitely a dangerous team for you guys to run into, but all you guys had to do was take care of business and make the simple plays. And hit your home runs well, and that's exactly what you guys did. So again, that game was 12-16. Felt like it was a lot more than that. And then the second game was just an absolute pounding. I think I heard Jericho in the press box say I wonder if Jim's regretting coming back for this. And I wasn't regretting coming back for it, but I was thinking to myself, damn, this sucks. I
just sped through traffic to try and get here.
The traffic was so bad. What?
I was on UTrip Live and I muted the game, but an ad just came on and it just started playing some weird beats in my headphones, wicked loud. That was brutal.
Yeah, well, that's actually a good because we were worried we weren't going to get games in last night because of Worlds. We were going to have a whole week off this week, but luckily we were able to get some games in this week.
It definitely worked out. It's unfortunate that it wasn't obviously it's last minute. You kind of had to figure it out as it went, but. Obviously would have liked to get one more game in, but I think having a championship start, fresh, we'll get the doubleheader out of the way. Both teams starting the same night, at the same time. I think that'll be beneficial too, honestly.
No, it definitely is. And that's usually what we do. It's just this year, I love that we moved the rainouts to the back of the season. But we kind of paid for that a little bit right now. Because
right, exactly. Now we're pushing into October.
Thank God. When I first started playing tournaments, Worlds was a lot earlier, I feel like, than it is now. Almost all the Worlds now are in October. Previously, it definitely used to start in September, so we used to run up against that a little bit sooner. But with us pushing rainouts to the back of the season, that we're running right up against it. But it looks like we're gonna be good. Barring any rainouts, we should be good the rest of the way.
At least tomorrow looks really nice. So
tomorrow we should get game 1 and 2 in tomorrow, game 3 and 4 following Monday. So the only time we'll have to wait is if it goes game 5, which we'll get into some previews in a bit, but I've never seen the finals go to Game 5.
But that's kind of the crazy part too, though, is that like by Monday, like we're talking all about it, but by Monday, this could all just be all right. We're done.
Could be over in less than a week. The season could be over. It's weird. We've talked about it. It feels like the season's gone by super fast, but it's also felt like it's taken forever. At least for you and I and the people that are like kind of the organizational part of it.
For sure.
But yeah, so I'll say a few pieces about Buckley, and we can move to the other series. Weird season for us. Started out really well. We're in the top 3 for the first half of the year. Then went on that awful slide. Pretty happy with how we responded after losing, I think, 9 in a row, I want to say is what we lost.
Roughly.
Some heartbreakers, some
all of July.
We went into the toilet bowl really not playing good at all. And then we made some noise. I mean, we were the 9 seed. We made it to the semis. No moral victories or anything like that. But, I think, if we just showed up, if we would have played like we did in the toilet bowl, I think we're going to give you guys a little bit of a run for your money in the semis. But at the same time, like, you guys are just rolling. You guys have been kind of the cream of the crop the entire year. And congratulations to you making your first finals.
Yeah, it's nice to get out of the first round for once. So, no, I agree. I think, like I said before, you guys were like lightning in a bottle, through that toilet bowl. And you guys even had it for a few games to finish the season too, which was huge to go into the toilet bowl with. You guys were scary when you were on, but I could definitely see, like I said, the deflated attitude came out of you guys like quickly, which I thought was surprising, honestly, because you have so many MSL vets on the team. I didn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't expected to have that happen.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, coming into the games, we definitely had a lot of energy. We were hyped up, obviously because we had been rolling through the playoffs a little bit. But we just couldn't bounce back from just rally killing outs. We hit into a lot of double plays, both games, a lot of double plays. You guys have Danny in the middle. We just kept feeding Danny with guys on first base. It's like literally the one person to not hit the ball to. I guess 2. Don't hit it to Dustin and don't hit it to Danny. With a guy on first base because it's going to be a double play every single time. I want to say in that last game we grounded into 4 double plays.
It was close to that. Yeah, something like that.
And
at least 3, I think.
We grounded to at least 2 in game 1. Some rally killers. We just couldn't bounce back from that. You guys also didn't really like jump on us. Like you guys kind of let us hang around a little bit. Definitely in game 1 and even in game 2. I know we lost by 14, but still, like you guys could have easily just kind of stomped on our throats there. But I feel like it's because our energy was so low. Sometimes it's hard to get your team up when the other team just seems like so defeated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. But and then like the other part, as I mentioned to J-Ro when he like interviewed me after our game was, both the teams that played in the other series have that like electric factor where, NHI showed it last night, like where all of a sudden they were down, but I don't even know the amount of runs they put up, but they took like a 4 or 5 run lead out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like just in one smashing inning. And if like we're able to tame that, we just always are chipping away. So as long as those innings are controlled enough, I feel like that type of climb that we do as we progress through a game will hold us. But if we are not able to do that, then that's what's going to really hurt us. Yeah,
no, I think for you guys, we've said it all year about every team. It's the bottom of the order guys. I know you guys moved. Heyman's killed us in game 1 at the bottom. You guys moved him up for game 2. Curious to see where where he'll kind of land in the lineup for the finals. But game 1, the bottom of your order definitely played like very well against us. And we couldn't put the innings together. I mean, we scored 36 in the toilet bowl game, and then we scored a total of 14 runs in the semifinals in 2 games.
Not ideal.
Not good. So tough end of the year for us. But I'm proud of the boys. We 9-game losing streak during the regular season. Finished in 9th place. Teddy tears his ACL in game 1 of the first round. We still kind of rallied. We still, everybody was still kind of in there. We had some guys missing in that last game, but if you would have told me after our 9-game winning streak that we would have lost to you guys in the semis, I would have thought you were crazy, honestly. But we kept the faith, and
And instead, all you did was ruin your draft pick.
I just absolutely just torpedoed my draft position for next year. But don't even get me started on draft talk for next year. I'm trying to get through this season. So
just get to 2023.
Anything else on that series?
No, we're good.
Yeah, you guys must be flying high going into the finals. 3 wins away from your first ship.
That's it. 1 game at a time. That's it. Starts at 7 tomorrow.
7 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll move on to the Nhi Vfw Series. So I didn't actually watch any of last night's games, but I did get some updates as it was going. But this was a series we kind of knew was going to be a little bit electric. The first game, I feel like Nhi kind of rolled the whole game in the first game. They won 24-13. They're a team that I feel like if they're not going to give up a ton of runs, I see that they gave up 27 in the second game. But if they're scoring 24, they're going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, I thought that there was going to be like high scoring, but I did pick Nhi in 2. But I definitely wasn't expecting them to throw up a dud like 11 in that second game. I was expecting 2 or 3 games like it was last night the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about Buckley being flat coming off of a game 1 loss. I thought that we might see that out of VFW because they seemed a little defeated after game 1. Totally wrong. Like they bounced back in game 2.
That was a big electric win.
That was a blowout. Like I know Cooley gets pumped to come pump the playoffs, but man, what a bad night he got there on Wednesday night. 16.
Oh yeah, that was dud to dud.
Yeah. So that was a bad night.
And it was 2 flat teams like that lost. That was crazy. Yeah. But also, what's the home team record right now?
So right now, I actually looked at it. You guys have 2 wins as the home team, I believe. Every other time the away team has won. So I want to say away teams are something
absurd.
Away teams are something like I want to say 16-2 in the playoffs.
Wow, that's tough going in the championship.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Like what a weird stat.
It is a very weird stat. I mean, again, we talked about it though at the beginning. I just said it for the toilet bowl, but like sometimes being the away team is nice to jump out to a lead, but
wake the boys up and
get to last night's game. It sounds like that did not happen. It sounds like VFW was up like 12-5.
So that's actually what I was just going to bring up before too. Is that so? Like you mentioned, VFW, they bounced back in a serious way. It kind of seemed like that last night in the beginning of the game, or like at least in the middle, until Nhi just had one of their innings and just kind of was able to take a lead and just hold on to it.
Yeah, because I remember, again, I wasn't watching. I was actually watching. I should have watched that instead of the Giants because, again, the Giants got my hopes up and then just played like absolute dog shit. I honestly think I might be better than Daniel Jones, but that's a different podcast. But yeah, I think Brett was.
We should do that podcast.
A Giants hate podcast. Yeah, we'll get Kubiak on. He hates the Giants just as much as.
Or we just sit here and like drink beers on the couch and we just tell people how we're better than them as professional athletes.
It's funny. We were talking about tight ends in our fantasy football group because tight ends are so bad in fantasy football. I was saying that if I could do steroids and not block, I would be a tight end, top 5 tight end in the NFL.
It's that easy. Done.
Let me do steroids and not block, and I'm top 5. But yeah, back to last night. So Belrose was texting us. I think he said it was 12-5, and I think someone who was watching the stream said to me, he's like, "Yep, VFW is going to run away with this one." Next thing I know, Vanty texts me. It's like NHI's up like 20-12 or something like that. That could be wrong. But
I think it was like
for NHI.
It was something like that, but yeah, it was an electric game because of how fiery VFW came out, and then all of a sudden NHI came out with their crazy inning, and it felt like it could have at any time gone back the other way.
Yeah, it looks like TA was on site last night. He said that NHI put up 10 in the top of the 5th. That's one of those innings where I'm assuming, it looks like they took a 4-run lead at that point. As VFW have to bounce back and score, 5, 6, at least 3, I would say, in that inning. I don't know what they did. TA might be able to help us out there. But that's just 10 runs in the top of the 5th there, just puts all the pressure on the home team there.
Cam Lotta hit a huge grand slam. It was
Cam Lotta hit a big grand slam. I was thinking, I think I said it, that guy laying on the NHI dugout, I'm picturing how excited he probably was on that home run. So I've seen him get like jacked up for like singles and like
he probably ran the bases with Lotta, just like, all right, let's go, guys.
When Hayes actually catches a fly ball, he gets excited too. But so he must have been hyped up last night on that grand slam. But yeah, it looks like Danny Wandell, who also shout out Danny Wandell. That's one of the few things I heard last night was that he was disgusting at third base last night.
Both games played like an absolute all-star. Yeah.
Huge.
I think he's another guy that we've talked a lot about. Heyman's. I know Heyman's was a rookie this year. This is Wandell's, I think, his second year in the league. That's a guy we're going to see go up draft boards next year for sure.
I know someone that moves down the corner like that is huge.
Yeah, he was the fact that they had him to lock down third made it so much easier for them to put Benny on the mound, put Gallo somewhere, in the middle. You know what I mean? Usually Gallo's at third base. Usually you would think, Gallo at third, Benny at short. But having somebody like Danny, who, like Benny's saying here, defensive MVP, he allows you to be way more flexible because he can play second, he can play third. They have Crockett in there. I'm glad Crockett was able to come back from injury and able to contribute. I think we were a little hard on that VFW team over the course of the year, but they had a good roster. They were, again, one game away from the finals.
Right.
But NHI took care of business, and now we got a heck of a matchup here in the championship.
Yeah.
Just so many storylines here. Just so many storylines to choose from.
I'm pretty excited to see the competitiveness come out of and I think like Benny had a little bit with V already, but like Benny does his chirps like so subtly, like doing, just different hand gestures or like mocking or whatever. Dustin and V are legitimately probably going to fight each other. It's going to be heated, I think.
That's possible. Let me change the view here. Let's look at the bracket view. You can see that I'm going to the home screen, right?
Yep.
This is the one I'm sharing. Okay. So again, if you're looking for this, if you're looking for the bracket view, you can either go to this tournaments tab at the top, or I put it here for the mobile users, which is like probably 80%. This in the league info section, we have this bracket. So this is what we're looking at here. Let me see if I can. Is that too zoomed in? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's good right there. So, here's what we have for our bracket. So, for the second year in a row, the 6th seed is in the championship. This time playing against A and D. We could go back and look. When was the last time you guys lost a game? Was it when you guys had to forfeit that game, or have you lost one since? It's been a while.
Well, because we played with 9 a few times
and won
and pulled it off. But it might have been the forfeit. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I know that one of our last losses was NHI.
Yep. So I think some really good matchups here. Rusin and Dustin, 2 of the best pitchers in the league. That's going to be a great matchup. I personally love the Dustin versus Hayes matchup. That's just going to be just comedic. It's just going to be hilarious. V obviously always has his own energy. I'm interested to see if HUD gets under some of those under some of the skin of some of the NHI guys, because I feel like some people don't always know that HUD's joking around.
I'm gonna have to start making memes now. Benny Hayes might cry.
Hayes might cry. I don't want to chirp Hayes too much on here, so it's possible.
I feel like I don't know. It's going to be a lot of back and forth, of course. It's funny because, HUD does, his small, under his breath, subtle chirps. I don't know if he'll really get mouthy with anybody. Danny just doesn't care. It's going to be Dustin's going to fire up those guys, and it's going to depend on how we respond back with it, from, me down through the bottom of our order and how we handle, the energy of the game, because it's going to be, I think, pretty fiery, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, no, I think you guys need to jump out. Obviously, you guys handled us, but I feel like if you guys play in the finals like you played against us, you're not going to do that well. I think you guys, you guys didn't play nearly as good as you possibly can against us. Still absolutely smoked us. But I feel like if you guys come out like that, you guys might have a hard time. And obviously, it goes without saying, Game 1 is so important in this whole thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a couple years ago when we beat Dustin and Hayes in the finals, we lost Game 1 and then we won the next 3. So that's kind of there's a whole lot of momentum that goes on when we're playing double headers now. We don't play double headers all year.
That's the hard part about a double header, is because it could be a full-blown swing into the whole series, which is, like intimidating going into the next day.
Yep.
Which I've never had to do, so I don't know.
No, it's awesome that we do double headers, honestly. We would go until November if we didn't do that.
No, for sure. I completely think that double headers are necessary and the way to go. It's just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? To put it that way, it's like, shit. If either team goes 0-2 that day, then to come back on Monday, you got to reset and you got to focus and know I got to take 2 games here. Like that's some pressure.
Yeah, part of me thinks maybe next year, this could help us with the scheduling too. Maybe next year for the semis, we just do each semi in one night. So like a best of 3, 6:30, 7:30. If there's a third game, play again at 8:30, and then the other series plays on Wednesday. That way, we don't have to worry about. Yeah. We don't have to worry about either trying to start a series on the same night that one ends, things like that. So it's idea season. Yeah. As we get into October, a lot of the 2023 ideas are going to start floating around.
I think also that might be a good way to prep for the championship.
For sure. And then some people will say, oh, well, the team that plays second, they have the advantage. What are we talking about here? Like it's one night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
yeah.
And the weekend. So
the only thing that would suck in that instance is like if people can't make a game because it's on, or it's at this time, Wednesday, whatever, they have that one date that's like screwing them. So like now it's like, oh, well, they'll only miss one game of the playoffs. But
that's the thing for sure. We'd have to figure that out with the scheduling, but is what it is. Yeah. So let's wrap this up. I got shit to do. So let's any other thoughts heading either about the semifinals or heading into the finals? Any other thoughts you haven't mentioned yet?
No. I mean, I'm happy with this whole season. I know that there was a couple ups and downs to it and with things and about the league and about different games and whatever, but as a whole, like again, seeing the 6th seed in the finals and how things have progressed. I mean, I'm excited to make my first championship, but on top of that, just the talent all over. I'm pretty excited about how this league's been and where it's going.
Totally agree. And it's funny, we were just talking about how the semis weren't that exciting. I was actually happy about that because we had enough excitement leading up to the semis. Like we had plenty of off-field.
Just let it go.
It was nice to have kind of more of a mellow week. But yeah, I agree with you. It's been another great season. We'll have at least one more pod to wrap up, what's going on in the finals. Hopefully next Tuesday. I might be able to do that one next Tuesday. It could be over by then. Could not be.
What if it's over?
If it is, either way, I think we'll be good for next Tuesday. But then we'll definitely do an end of the year pod. We're still working on maybe as a league, maybe an end of year party. But we'll definitely do like a season wrap up, maybe do some awards, some other call outs. And then we will definitely not be doing this through the winter.
No. TA brings up a good point, though. Tomorrow, I know Jim will be in Denver. We have had certain people come out and say like they're going to be there for tomorrow night, and I think it'd be great to get one final hurrah and watch these finals.
Yeah, great point, TA. So for those who might not have picked up on it or haven't seen it on the website, 2 games tomorrow night. NHI at A&D at 7, and then they play again right away. Probably will be closer to an 8:15, 8:30-ish first pitch of game 2. So 2 games tomorrow night. 2 games next Monday, if the second one is necessary next Monday. And then if there is a game 5, it will be on Monday, October 10th. But we will see. All right. I don't know if you want to do a prediction. I'll do my prediction. Actually, yeah, you've been predicting your own games all year. So what's your prediction for the finals?
I've been taking mine the whole time.
Yeah, prediction also. Who's going to be the finals MVP? So what the final result is going to be of the series, and then also who your finals MVP prediction is.
Oh, okay. All right, go. You go first.
So I'm going to go A&D in 4. I think you guys probably split tomorrow night, and then I think A&D takes care of business. Would not be shocked though if the series goes 5. But again, I think. Game 2 almost might be more important than game 1 tomorrow, now that I think about it. Like, obviously, you want to win the first one, but if you win the first one and then you win the second one, you're in the driver's seat. If you lose that first one, you got to win the second one tomorrow night. So game 2 is obviously going to be huge. But I'm going to go with you guys in 4. And for the finals MVP, I feel like Dustin's the easy answer.
I thought so too. I'm not going him.
Dustin's the easy answer. I think Laporte has been crushing the ball against us. But I am going to go with Joey Holmes. That's going to be my finals MVP.
Love that. That was one of mine. I mean, it's Joey Championships.
Joey Championship, Joey Martell, Joey Merrimack, Joey Scoots, Joey Finals MVP, question mark. So those are my predictions.
I haven't bet against myself once. So A&D in 3.
Sweeper.
Danny Pope.
Hollywood's about to text me right now. I guarantee it. About the, not happy about the sweet prediction.
He's gonna comment and freak out. No, I mean I can't do it now. I'm not gonna change my rhythm up until the end of the season. And I think Danny. I mean, of course, we know what he's like on defense, but it's the championship. I think he's gonna step it up a little bit, even though it's just league, and he's gonna start hitting just as well.
Yeah, it was kind of. I was thinking him too as well. Jeez. Sorry. So yeah, I was.
But Danny can change a game. So
yeah,
that's all.
So, all right. Well, my computer just told me it's about to die. So great timing. So again, everyone, thanks for watching. If you are able to make it tomorrow night, Martell 7:00 will be the first pitch of Game 1 with another game right after it. I assume J-Ro will be down there doing his thing. He's been doing a hell of a job all playoffs. But again, thanks everyone for joining. Colby, any final words?
Oh, that's it. We're out. Enjoy Denver.
I will. Later, guys.